through Axion? Is there any mentoring that we do that is done through Axion?
Yes, we do. There's not a formal mentoring program, but I can say honestly that we generally take a little bit more time on the front end to work with entrepreneurs as they're applying for financing. So if you are not approved, generally we will sit down with you and sort of go over your decline reasons, maybe help you kind of address a game plan and kind of move forward. In some of our other markets where we have a little bit more robust presence, there is actually a formal mentoring program where we have a series of financial education classes. We do those classes here in Atlanta as well, but it's not a formal program.
Well, on that subject, because the education piece, as we look at the vision for our company, we want to lead with education and advice, because everybody's got a checking account, right? Everybody's got all the same products, and we firmly believe that if you could educate somebody who's successful, that they will ultimately bank with you. And so we lead with that. So we are working very hard to put that together. And so I'll just throw out a couple of options around education. One is the internet is a beautiful thing. And we're going to, at our breakout session, which is right after this, we are going to talk about resources that we personally have, but then also there are other companies, other places out there that do the internet. The other one is your chambers of commerce. We have just entered into a partnership with the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce. We're sponsoring a series of entrepreneurial education seminars through Terry School of Business. And so if you are a member of the chamber, you get those free. Well, I'll also tell you, if you're not a member of the chamber and you go into a Wells Fargo office and hook up with one of our business specialists, we are members, so they can take you even though you aren't a member. Hopefully you'll want to be a member after that. So any of your local chambers of commerce, I would check those out for mentorships, the internet, and then obviously through the SBA and through obviously the bankers.
I'd like to add something along that line. Of course, the SBA does have resources. We have a lot of online resources at our website, sba.gov. In addition to more detailed explanation on our specific loan guarantee programs, there are a lot of tools and aids to help you kind of lay out your loan proposal and then think through and figure out exactly how much you need. Because a lot of times I think that's very basic, but a lot of times people miss the boat on that, especially like if they're new in the business. They'll figure out how much they need to open the door on day one, but the money doesn't necessarily start rolling in on day one, so you have to build in money to cover your expenses until the money really does roll in. So we have some online training and templates to help you do that. We also, as I mentioned earlier, have several great resources for counseling that will help you with that process. SCORE, Small Business Development Center, and Peter Roussel, I think I saw him earlier. Yes, he's trying to hide, but I got my eye on him. Okay. They do a great job in helping at the Small Business Development Centers put together the loan package, really kind of critique it so you can shore it up before you go to the lender. We also have a couple of women business centers, both in Metro Atlanta and Kennesaw and Midtown Atlanta. So there's a lot of resources under our umbrella that can help you prepare to take advantage of the commercial lending opportunities.
Does the chamber, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce?
That's what we were just going to see, Santiago. Santiago, we were wondering, there's a question around mentorship for small businesses, and we talked about chambers a little bit, right? I'm glad to pose that to you about what type of support or mentorship is the chamber on.
We don't have a formal mentorship program, but we do encourage, especially some of our larger Hispanic businesses that are, especially the ones that are on our board, to become informal mentors to some of the startups or some of the smaller Hispanic businesses. And I think that's done, part of it's cultural, and part of it's being part of the chamber, being associated with the chamber, especially as board members. That's the leadership of the chamber. So we do have an informal mentoring, so it's not even a program. It's something that comes naturally.
All right, I think we have two more questions, and I think unless there's other questions that we haven't seen yet. Back to business credit card. The question is, does a business credit card help me as a business build credit history? So Eli, I think I'll throw that to you.
Yeah, that answer would be yes. Great. I shared a couple of points earlier, but that would be reported both for that business to different business credit agencies as paid as agreed. So, for example, there's third party. Everyone's familiar with credit bureaus, I would assume. The Experian right here in town, and FICOs and Equifax and all that. Dun & Bradstreet is a good example of a third party reporting agency that takes how a business pays on time, and a business credit card is an example of what would be reported to that entity, so you can start to build your credit file within those separate reporting entities. So the answer is yes.
Looking around, I feel like an auctioneer. Last bid. All right, last question. Kevin, what's the best advice you have for another entrepreneur based on your experience?
Don't do it.
Kevin, let's try that one again.
No, you said not honest answer. Honestly, I would say, my experience of being an entrepreneur and also working on this side as well. I think if I were to say the biggest mistake, that I ever made would be, Eli had mentioned it earlier, is quitting your full-time job to pursue your business. I think there's a misnomer that, when you open up your business, that ironically everyone is going to be waiting to patronize your business because your idea is just so great and just so fabulous and your mother loves it. But I think, the reality is that, business is business and it has to be treated as such, and you really can't get emotional about business, but it's kind of, counterintuitive to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs, I think, by nature, are very aggressive, very dominant. I can make it happen. There's a 1 in 10 chance of success. Well, that sounds pretty good. It's better than 0 in 10. And I think it's that type of drive that helps you become successful. But I think it has to really be tempered with, just wisdom and a really sound plan. And particularly now, if I could do it again, I would probably advise anyone, try to find a way that you can start your business, keep your job, and it's something that you can grow. You don't have to open up your business day one with a storefront, big lights, neon signs. I mean, there are ways that you can really start your business and grow your business, and ultimately, that's going to, garner you the type of success that you want to have.
Thank you for listening. For additional podcasts and more information about the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, visit us at www.ghcc.org.